Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podcast where I only have one question for you. Do you want to write 10? It's Lost to the Midcard. Welcome. We are here. 2 pay-per-views coming up this weekend in Final Battle for Ring of Honor and TLC for WWE. We'll run down the cards for those at the end of the show. We've got the guys behind us. Oh, yeah. Yeah, somebody showed up inside the building tonight. We got some information for you in regards to Kenny Omega reuniting with the Good Brothers.
Club.
We'll talk AEW. We'll talk NXT. Briefly we'll talk about Raw. Something they don't want to talk about. Record low ratings. And if you are wondering, am I wearing the same thing if I wore last week? Yes, I'm wearing the hoodie. It's because it's cold in the basement, so you'll probably see me in this hoodie a lot this next few weeks. So, got to keep warm down in the basement.
I don't think anybody's going to fault you for wearing a hoodie, brother.
Well, it's just going to be the same one too that I wear all the time. So,
dude, if you're cold and you got a great comfortable hoodie. You pop the motherfucker on. If you're not wearing it outside or nothing, it ain't getting dirty.
Nope.
I don't see an issue with it. If anybody's got an issue with it, you can kiss my ass.
Kiss Matt's ass.
Kiss it.
Thank you to SpiderDuck.net for enabling us to be on iTunes, Spotify, any of your favorite podcasting apps. All you got to do is search for Lost to the Midcard. Hit that subscribe button. That way you know every time a new episode comes your way, typically every Wednesday. We are also on the YouTube. The links to all of that on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Lost in the Midcard, or go to Twitter at LITMC Podcast, where we also share a lot of the great tweets from the wrestling world. So go to the pin post there to find our links. You can also follow us on the Twitter. I'm on the Twitter at JB Huskers, and my co-host, as always, he's on the Twitter at Raw F Showtime. It is Mr. Matt Black. Matt, how you doing?
I am tired, but I'm good. Impact was it wasn't the best show tonight. I feel there were way too many disqualifications. And I feel that the one match that should have ended in a disqualification didn't end in a disqualification. But the wrestling itself was good. The Kenny Omega stuff with them and Carl and Swan and all that were great, and it made up for it. So overall, I still enjoyed the show. Still better than Raw.
I didn't even watch Raw, so.
Well, you didn't miss much, and the ratings told you so.
I sped through SmackDown, and I did not watch Raw. It'd been a busy week for me, so I got the important stuff out of the way and watched the important stuff. SmackDown probably was good. I mean, I fast forwarded through a majority of it, but I'm sure it was good as always. Raw, I just read about and felt like I watched that show last 2 weeks in a row. It's like the same shit. So, yeah. And not good numbers heading into TLC. Go home show at a pay-per-view, and Raw does the worst numbers ever. You can't blame it on Monday Night Football, even though it was probably the best game of the year. You probably can't blame it on them either. So, before we talk Impact, let's go in chronological order and talk about Dynamite. Dynamite, of course, emanating from Jacksonville, Florida, Daly's Place. We kick things off with a tremendous tag match between the Bucks and the Hybrid 2. Very entertaining match there, as expected from a couple of high-flying teams. The Acclaim tried to attack after the match, but then the SCU comes and makes the save, setting up a match on Dynamite this week with the Acclaimed and SCU. We got a promo from MJF ahead of the Dynamite Diamond ring match with Orange Cassidy later. A video of Darby Allin talking about dealing with shit his entire life when it comes to big bullies like Brian Cage. They were kind of doing a war with a guy doing a Rorschach type of test, and then they showed a picture that looked like Sting, and Allin just smiled. And it gets even more interesting later on in the show. And actually, later on in the show is right now, because Cody Rhodes comes out for an interview with Tony Schiavone, Schiavone, and Tony mentioning Sting's appearance. Of course, he came in to stop Team Taz from attacking the Nightmare Family. And Arn Anderson said a little piece to Tony and walked out. And then here comes Sting to interrupt the masses. Sting shirt's on sale. I bought it, by the way. So pretty badass shirt. My first Sting shirt ever, actually.
Really?
Uh-huh.
That's pretty crazy.
My first Sting shirt. Sting asked Tony to do it again, so he did. He did it again. Because, Matt, you got to give the people what they want.
True.
Sting, Cody said welcome back to Sting and should start by thanking Sting for the assist and that he's been wanting to share a ring with him for a very long time. And Sting said that he's not here for Cody, at least not right now. But there is something that makes him feel at home at this place, and then pointed directly to Darby Allin. What'd you think? What'd you think there, Matt, when he did that?
Oh, I thought it was great because I mean he's getting Allin over by doing hardly anything at all.
Yeah,
and it's amazing. So,
is it leading to him being the manager of Darby, or what do you?
I don't think he's going to be his manager, but I think he's going to take Darby under his wing.
Yeah.
You know, where Darby wouldn't listen to Taz.
Yeah.
He's going to listen to what Sting had to say.
Bear with me a moment, video watchers. I'm leveling the camera. It seems like every week the damn thing gets off. Yeah, he's definitely, going to listen to Sting. I would assume. One would assume. Sting says that he sees the animals are all the same but different in a lot of ways. This is his jungle. He's come full circle. He's on TNT once again. Fans chanting, "Welcome back." Cody saying, like I said, sir, welcome back. Sting said that he knows Cody knows everything that goes around in this place. And Sting said that the only thing going on with Sting is that he signed to AEW and he plans to be a part of AEW for a long time. And he plans on spending a lot of time right here. And he says that the way he chooses to play is his business. And then he put his arm around Cody and said, "See you around, kid."
AKA, we will see Sting versus Cody Rhodes at some point in 2021.
Yeah, that was a hell of a segment. And yet we still really don't have any answers and probably even more questions, don't we?
Hey, JB.
Yes,
the only thing certain about Sting is nothing's for sure.
Promo by Team Taz, surrounded by Cage and Hobbs and Ricky Starks and Taz's son Hook. Did a promo trash talking Cody. Also mentioned that Hook is now training with Team Taz now and no longer with the Nightmare Family. Varsity Blondes making their AEW Dynamite debut. I love the name. I said it immediately when they showed Garrison and Pillman together in the crowd at ringside. They reminded me of the Hollywood Blondes, and
I've enjoyed them together on Dark. I think they make a good tag team.
Exactly. I think they make a great tag team, and What better debut for Dynamite than to take on one of the best tag teams in the world, FTR?
I think Pillman's literally just running down the time on his MLW contract because he's not employed right now.
Mm-mm.
But I feel like the second his MLW deal's up, like, yeah, I think they're signing him. I think they see a lot in him for the future. So I think it's going to be good.
I feel like AEW has an investment in the Varsity Blondes. I feel like they feel that this could be a team for years to come. So
AEW knows a thing or two about tag teams, pal.
Yeah, a little bit. Good competitive 8-minute match. Varsity Blondes got a few shots in, but of course, no surprise, FTR wins with the Goodnight Express, which is a much better name than Shatter Machine.
It was a stupid idea from bad creative.
After the match, Jurassic.
I like the Shatter Machine.
I hated that name with a passion, man. I thought it was stupid.
Fair enough.
Then after the match, Jurassic Express and FTR exchanged pleasantries, and by pleasantries, I mean shoving Marco Stunt and pissing him off. Calm down, little guy. Alex Marvez interviewing Hangman Adam Page, and hiding behind the bar were Silver and Reynolds wearing cowboy hats. Watch BTE this week too, because
my God,
that was so good. It was a short episode, and that was the best part of the episode, because I mean the rest of it was Alex Abrahantes' intervention, and then the BTE championship where Silver retains and that was basically, it was again another short show, which is okay. I don't hate that, as long as they keep giving it to us. I'm happy, but that shit.
I'd rather have a short show than no show at all.
Exactly, and that shit with Hangman and the Dark Order was tremendous. Oh my God, fucking hilarious. Just watch BTE because it was good. We're not going to run down BTE because I literally just ran down BTE for you, didn't I?
Pretty much.
Yeah, the Silver and God damn it. The General. Sean, what's his last name?
Sean Dean.
Dean. Is it the General? That's his nickname, isn't it?
No, it's the Captain.
Captain. Yeah. I was in the rank there, but not quite the right rank. And that's where I also got the open from, because Silver asked Hangman if he wants to ride 10. 10's dressed up as a horse.
I don't remember who tweeted. I actually think it was Andrea that tweeted this, and it was a picture of horse it was the picture of 10 in the horse costume, and she said, "So this is why Tony Khan has said that the BTE is an official AEW show."
That was just so good. I fucking loved it, man. Anna Jay taking Stu hostage and offing him. Oh man. But before that was Dynamite, and Paige needed to find two partners or maybe partners for a 6-man tag against Matt Hardy and Private Party for this week's Dynamite. And reluctantly, Hangman said, this one time I ain't gonna do your hand gesture shit. So there you go. That's gonna be just watching them three interact is gonna be fun to watch tomorrow, won't it be, Matt?
Yeah, I would definitely agree. I love all this stuff going on with the Dark Order right now. My only question is, I don't know what's going to happen when Brody Lee comes back.
Yeah, is he going to be a good guy, or is he
I really don't know, because the Dark Order has absolutely shifted in direction since Brody Lee's loss to Cody, and we haven't seen him since. So I'm wondering how Brody Lee is going to behave when he returns to this Dark Order. I'm very curious.
We've seen some of the fun side of Brody on BTE.
No, we absolutely have, but I mean, not this
He's gonna come in and what the fuck? Was that an
Can't
okay
say that.
Brody?
You can't say that on Dynamite.
Was that an okay Brody imitation there?
It was
Do ya?
10 took on Dustin Rhodes. Much shorter match than I wish. A much shorter match than I would have liked to see a longer match there. But I'm reading this recap, Matt. I did not know that Aaron Solo is the boyfriend of Bailey.
I don't think I knew that either.
I did not know that.
You learn something new every day.
Quick match. Dustin gets the running bulldog on 10 after 10 got into it with Solo. Dustin took advantage, got the win. So quick match. Wish it would have been a little longer, but that's okay. After the match, Evil Uno mentions that Dustin's legacy is gone for 5 decades, but with name comes with pressure, and you're the third most important Rhodes in the company. So Dark Order can help. And Uno asks Dustin Rhodes if he will take his rightful place as 7 of the Dark Order.
I totally forgot about this gimmick, to be 100% honest.
It was like in Dustin's most fucked up days too. Like personally, I believe, like alcohol, drugs, like this was an odd time for Dustin, but I fucking laughed my ass off. Dustin's reaction was kind of funny too. And then Tony Schiavone goes, he didn't want to be that number. Dustin slaps Uno in the face, knocking Uno down. Dark Order ready to pounce, but Uno says, no, hold on. Dustin will eventually understand. Oh, it was WCW. I was thinking it was Impact. It was a WCW gimmick.
Yeah, it was done. It was done in the Nitro era. I just don't really remember it that well.
Tony Schiavone.
He was Black Rain in TNA.
That's what I was thinking of. Yeah. Sit down segment with Tony Schiavone and Brandy Rhodes and Shaq. And Shaq kind of.
I didn't like this.
You didn't like it at all?
I think Brandy was way too over the top.
Yeah.
And I think Brandy ruined the segment.
Okay.
I just did. I don't know your thoughts. I'll let you run the rest of the segment and tell them what you thought, but I didn't like it.
I thought it was okay. It wasn't like mind-blowingly crazy or anything. I thought it was fine to further things, but yeah, it was just okay. Shaq basically throwing some backhanded comments to Cody's way and eventually got a glass of water thrown in his face because Brandy said she was sick of his shit.
He really didn't even say anything that bad, no. Which really just, it made everything so much stupider.
I think it was his supported Jade, which she basically hates right now, was probably a lot of it. Not anything towards Cody, but more I think Jade.
Yeah, but it was dumb. All he said is to watch Jade while she was out and get a few pointers.
Yeah.
And to be fair, Brandy's not the best in the ring to begin with. So if anybody can offer her a few pointers, more power to them. So the whole thing was it was really dumb. And I honestly, I'm not the biggest Jay Cargill fan either. You've already heard me tear her promo apart. I'm so glad they've never given her another live mic after that. But for the love of God, when those two step in the ring, I hope Jay tears Brandy apart. Just because Brandy ruined that fucking segment. I want to see Jay tear her apart like Anna choked her out on the stage back in August.
Which we really never got much of a follow-up on.
Anna! John Silver, dude.
John Silver's a fucking brilliant man.
He really is.
I would have been pissed if he lost the BTE title because Cutler's fucking camera died.
Oh, that would have been annoying.
Because they're playing Skittles, bouncing them off the wall, and you had to hit the
I have
wall.
never heard of this game before.
You had to hit the wall and then be closest to the wall without going in the crack. And Sean's shot was like pretty damn good. And Silver on his last shot barely beat it and retained the title. Because Sean goddamn, what's his last name again?
Sean Dean.
Dean.
Captain.
Simon Dean. Sean Dean, he won the second match, and then that went to the rubber match, but old Silver retained. Johnny Hungy
for some gold.
His demand's going up because his cameo price nearly tripled.
What do you mean?
He was just a few months ago. He was only charging $25 for a cameo.
Oh, well, he recently said on AEW Unrestricted he was charging $50. So has it gone up from there?
Well, no, it was $25 like just a few months ago. Now I think it's $50 or $55. Yeah.
I mean, look. When the Undertaker's charging $1,000, yeah. I think John Silver can get away with $50.
I'm not faulting it. I'm just saying I could have got one for $25 a few months ago. Damn it!
You should have.
I know.
Blew it. You blew it,
Johnny Hungy. That's the only Vince button I have on here. Amazingly enough.
The less Vince on the show, the better.
It's such good shit.
That's what I say about your phrase. Right?
According to the backstage news from Raw last night from PW Insider, the entire show last night was a Vince McMahon vision, and that the writers basically just wrote the show to make Vince happy. So, good job, Vince. Your vision got the lowest Raw rating of all time. Your demo ratings for all 3 hours did not defeat AEW Dynamite last week. For the first time ever, AEW Dynamite defeated WWE Raw in the demo.
It's only a matter of time before they beat him in viewership too.
Whew, man, I don't want to go that far because I'm worried that they're not going to crack 1 million this week. I think they're going to fall. I don't want them to fall, but I don't think they crack 1 million this week. I want to be wrong, but I think they do somewhere between 900 and 950,000. So,
if they stay,
I want to be wrong. I want to be wrong so bad. I want them to crack 1 million. I want their demo to go even higher. I want them to just continue to rise as their product continues to get better. But I don't want to set myself up for disappointment either. I'd rather, go in expecting them not to hit 1 million and seeing them hit it than expect 1 million and not get there.
Yeah.
So, this Thursday is going to be super interesting because the week after that, these two companies are pretty much going to run on a post on each other because NXT is going to have the 8 to 10 time slot and AEW is going to come on at 10 o'clock after the NBA game.
Yep.
So it's literally going to be 8 to midnight of pro wrestling on Wednesday night. And I guarantee you that 4 hours will be a hell of a lot easier to watch than 3 hours of Raw on a Monday night. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, guaranteed. That's a guarantee. Guarantee.
I guarantee.
Next up is the Inner Circle Ultimatum. MJF trying to pin the throwing the towel on Sammy, and Jericho saw through the bullshit and said, "I saw you with the towel, motherfucker."
I love so much that they actually say, Jericho, we established this months ago. We all watched the program, MJF. I saw you do it. So, I hate when the wrestlers are portrayed to be dumb.
Yeah.
Don't go back and watch the show they're on, and they just look stupid to the viewer. That's kind of stuff I love. I eat that up so much.
And Jericho knows that.
So good. So good, JB.
Jericho knows that. Ortiz made Sammy shake MJF's hand. And then Sammy says if there's one more thing that happens between him and MJF. He is quitting the Inner Circle.
Dun dun dun.
And he shook MJF's hand. And then we get to Hager and Wardlow. Why are you staring at me?
I can stop staring anytime I want.
It's creepy, bro. Oh, man. Fucking Wardlow is going to be a star.
I agree.
Gigantic.
WWE is going to regret not hiring him.
He is going to be the first homegrown star. So everybody put their middle fingers in. Inner Circle's fine for good. The Inner Circle's fine, Matt. It's fine.
We've heard that before.
Oh, man. FTR did an interview with Alex Marvez talking about how they're best team on the planet. Cash made a mistake. Totally wasn't there for the match. So some kind of excuses for why they lost the titles. 6-man tag match. Butcher Blade and Eddie against Penta Ray, Phoenix, and Lance Archer. And Lance Archer just enters the ring, not giving a fuck, taking out everybody. I loved it. Lance Archer's so awesome. I just love that dude. And I still want him, even though he's probably a babyface now, I still want him to like beat the shit out of someone while he's leaving the tunnel. This 6-man tag was pretty good. I enjoyed it. We got ourselves a win by the bad guys, thanks to Blade catching Phoenix with a powerbomb neck breaker, and Kingston stopping Archer from getting the save in there. So the bad guys get the win. Basically, was a 3-on-2 match since they took Penta, put him through the table. So that made sense.
I hear a rumor that Penta might be hurt or something.
So they kind of
write him out or something. I don't know if that's accurate or not, but I remember I feel like I remember hearing someone say something like that over the last week, that they had to write Penta off TV. So
after the match, Archer started going ape shit, but Butcher makes a save on Blade. Kingston bailed like a bitch. Rich the bitch. I laughed at that tonight. Vicky Guerrero, Nyla Rose, Jade Cargill. Beating up on Red Velvet. And Serena Deeb, and I think can't remember who else made the save, but Serena Deeb shows up with someone else to make the save on that. Abaddon with a squash match. As we are heading towards Abaddon and Hikaru Shida. Maybe New Year. I don't know. Is AEW counter programming New Year's Evil? Yeah, they are. Because it's like part 2 of their.
Yeah, part 2. That's the one that Snoop Dogg's going to be on commentary.
Vince apparently reportedly mad at that.
Very upset.
And
what I'm hearing.
And Snoop Dogg is wiping his tears with $100 bills because he don't give a fuck. I mean, Jesus, Snoop is in demand now after that Tyson fight. So,
and look, he was going to be on there anyway, Tyson fight or not.
Yeah,
they were clearly going to use him because of the promotion for the Go Big show.
Exactly, that's what the main point of this is.
Yeah, so like. WWE's mad, honestly, for no fucking reason. Like, this is seriously just it's a Warner promotion piece. Like, AEW didn't go get him just to get WWE butthurt. I mean, that wasn't the plan. But now that WWE is butthurt, then they're probably snickering about it.
Oh yeah.
But it wasn't. It's not like they intended to do it.
No. But if Carmella beats Sasha Sunday, petty.
Dude, there will be no other thing you can tell me that's not the reason it happens. If
Exactly.
they actually pull that shit.
Exactly. We'll see how
I was actually shocked she came out to the Snoop Dogg theme on Friday.
I wasn't, because I mean, it's not hard to flip the switch back, but still, I don't know. I'm not I expected it, but yeah, we'll see how
as petty as this company is.
True.
You know, I was waiting for it. I'm like, man, she ain't gonna have that theme. And then when they did the title match, that, and I'm like, motherfucker, they're gonna take the title off her on a fucking Friday night because her fucking cousin's gonna be on AEW.
Yeah.
Like I was just waiting for the other shoe to drop, man. I was just waiting for it.
How great was it that Kenny Omega arrives in a helicopter?
Via Lex Luger.
JR saying, "What an impact!" Har 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 har. Kenny Omega gets the elaborate Justin Roberts introduction. We got 4 cleaner girls now. Twice, the champ, you can afford twice as many cleaner girls.
I think that's fair.
It is. Excalibur noting that Omega entered through the heel tunnel. And Tony interviewing, asked the hard question right away. What's up with that gentleman's agreement? And, Callis says to Tony Khan, "Welcome to the business, kid." And they called it the almost more infamous than the Montreal screw job. I don't know if that's the case, but
let them pretend.
Callis was there that night as the Jackal. By the way, a little trivia for you.
Jackal.
They talk about the history between Callis and Omega, and and that Callis watched him become the best wrestler in the world while he was the Invisible Hand watching. That's Callis's new nickname, by the way, the Invisible Hand. What a weird nickname, the Invisible Hand.
Right up there with the voice of the voiceless.
They brought up that if it wasn't for Omega versus Jericho 3 years ago in Japan, there would be no AEW. So you might say that Kenny and Don created AEW. But
well, if you want to say that.
So great promo from Callis. Omega said that he never begged for AEW to hire his friends and family. Instead, waited over a year, plotted and planned, and they pulled off the heist most successfully.
Nakazawa says, "Hi, Kenny." I'm just saying.
Naga. And he said everybody fell for it. And he could care less who fell for it. And says nobody kicks out of the one-winged angel. Not yet, at least. Matt's saying Hangman.
And Hangman does it in 2021.
I thought Moxley was going to be the first one to ever kick out of it, but
nah, it's not. It's no pun intended. It's not as big of an impact as I think they're going to make with Hangman.
No pun intended.
Moxley isn't somebody that needs that.
Yeah,
like there will only ever be one first person to kick out of that move.
It's like if it's
Hangman, it's going to be remembered forever.
It's like when Brock Lesnar didn't really need that when he beat the Undertaker's WrestleMania streak either. So
yes, exactly. That's why it shouldn't. That's why it shouldn't have happened.
I see your point. And I mean, look, and looking down the lineup for next week, I can see why you don't feel like it's going to break a million, because the matches are, I mean, they're going to be good, but they're not top. They're not gonna.
I am looking forward to AEW tomorrow because it's AEW.
Yeah.
But besides the 14-man tag, I can't remember any other matches scheduled for the show. Like the match card did not blow me away. Oh, I think Cody's fighting one of the TH2 guys.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a strong card, but it doesn't have to be a great show.
No.
You know what I mean?
I'm just
saying,
there's
great story progression on there.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying it's not going to bring added people into the watch the program. Sting is supposed to be there again tomorrow.
Yeah, Sting will be there.
Is that tag tomorrow?
Yeah, the 14-man tag. Yeah, okay. It's tomorrow.
The rundown I was looking.
It's the Inner Circle against Cutler, Top Flight, Best Friends, and the other tag team. Is the Varsity Blondes in that?
I think so.
Okay.
Yep, there it is. Yep. Some things.
Oh, well, we do have Kenny and
Janela.
Kenny and Janela tomorrow.
Yep.
I mean, that's not going to bring in the casual viewer.
No.
But that's going to be nuts. Do you remember their match on Dark like a year and a half ago? The Lights Out match they did on Dark?
Yeah, that was
fucking insane. And there's probably a bunch of AEW fans who didn't even see that. So, like, I'm thinking, like, this one's gonna be bonkers, man.
Unless it's a squash, like Sunny Kiss was.
No, because they're selling it as the no DQ, no count out.
Yeah, anything goes.
Anything goes type of match. You're not gonna do a match like that and squash in 5 seconds.
God, I hope not.
What do you think? I'm throwing this out there right now. Do you think the Good Brothers show up on Dynamite tomorrow night?
God, I hope so.
Oh,
I would.
Oh my God!
I would say 60-40 yes.
I'm thinking I'm with you. I might be leaning more 50-50.
The only reason
I think there's a chance, brother.
The only reason why I say yes because we saw LG for the first time in a few weeks tonight. So
I wish they would have gone off the air on Impact tonight saying, "Come on, boys, let's hop on the bus. We're going to Jacksonville." And that's how they cut off the show leading into tomorrow.
That's how you bring in the viewership for tomorrow.
It would have been bonkers.
I
really wish they would have done that.
That's how you bring in the viewership tomorrow.
Man, that would have been so good, dude.
Cody Rhodes on Twitter defending. He had to literally defend a troll saying, the match with Angelico. Man, I've been a fan of Angelico since Lucha Underground. I'm, for one, excited for this match. So
I'm sure the match will be great. It's just not a match that's gonna. Cody Rhodes is facing that guy from TH2 let's face it, TH2 has not been established as true stars within the company yet.
They're moving up though a little bit.
But until they are, you can't put them in the ring against somebody like Cody and expect anybody to care.
Yeah,
nobody thinks Angelico's beating Cody tomorrow. No. You know, so I mean that kind of takes something away from it. You know, sometimes it's great to just have a match for the sake of a match when you have two people in the match where you're not for sure who's going to win. But when it's very obvious and you're pretty positive who's going to win, that kind of bums you out a little bit.
And then as we mentioned before, Hangman and Silver and Reynolds take on Hardy and Private Party, the Hardy Party. And as we also mentioned before, maybe not quite before, but I think I did mention it. SCU and Acclaimed also happening.
Yeah, that should be fun.
Main event for the Dynamite ring. But before we get to that, yes, December 23rd, next week's Dynamite starting around 9 Central, 10 Eastern after the Celtics-Bucks game.
Look at you. You'll be on TNT all night. You probably won't even watch NXT.
No, I'll be working.
Oh, there you go.
I got to work at the bar. So,
yeah. The game will probably be on at the bar.
Yes, the game will be on at the bar, and I will
get off. There you go.
And I'll probably get off.
So you will be on TNT all night, you bastard.
I will. Just a matter of how much I get to pay.
Tell the bar, hey bar, leave that TNT on.
Well, I control the cable boxes, so.
Oh, well, there you go. Even better.
Yeah, they're right behind me on the key. I write Keno, and so it's right behind the Keno counter. So, yeah, 10 o'clock start there after the Celtics-Bucks game on opening night of the NBA. I'm excited. We get Christmas Day NBA as well.
I think I'd be more excited if the NBA season didn't just end like a month and a half ago.
True,
And
but
I'm just like, man, this again already. Just let
I'm
me
okay
enjoy
with
my Lakers championship win a little
Oh,
longer, for fuck's
that's
sake.
true. You don't get a bask in that
Yeah,
glory.
I didn't get like my 4 or 5 months as champion. Like it's already over. The season's already here. Like what the hell?
Well, it's okay.
I mean,
You
I feel like we improved our team.
it's okay. You got like 16 other titles you got to bask in. So
Well, you're one to talk. Look, I feel like we improved our team in the off season. But I just kind of wish, like LeBron's getting older, man. Wish the dude would have had a little bit more time to to relax, enjoy the off season.
yeah, lost Hayward, but got the main piece done in signing Tatum to the max contract. So
Yeah, Hayward just seemed like he just wanted to leave.
one of
I
my
don't think
best
there was anything you guys could have done to keep him.
buds is a Bucks fan,
Mm.
and boy, he was sweating.
Yeah, Giannis just signed his deal today, right?
Yep, Supermax 5-year
Yeah.
extension.
Whew.
He was sweating.
I think Bucks fans everywhere were sweating. I didn't expect him to sign the Supermax this year.
Yeah.
I expected him to wait till next year. But that shows the loyalty he has to that organization, and mad fucking props to that dude for doing so, man.
Yep, just
Like
got to
that,
bring.
that keeps them a competitor in the East for at least the next several years.
Just got to talk some people into coming up with him.
Yeah, they got to get another guy there. I'm not sure who, but they got to get somebody else there.
And on December 30th and January 6th, 2-part called New Year's Smash. Night 1, Jericho on commentary. That's already a win. Night 2, Snoop Dogg making an appearance, but it's already been said.
I'm hearing he's on commentary.
Yep, that's already been said that he's
Yeah.
going to be on commentary. So, main event time: Dynamite Diamond. I always want to say Diamond first. I don't know why. Bang! Dynamite Diamond ring. MJF and Orange Cassidy. Very good main event. Enjoyed it a lot. And MJF winning is fine by me. Again, I said it's a good gimmick for him to have that ring. So him having it another year is good. And also, it makes it even more important if you have someone take it off of him next year. Say Wardlow. Right?
That's possible.
After the match, Miro came out and attacked Cassidy and the Best Friends as we're continuing that feud. And Miro and Kip laughing about what they did. And Miro just beat the shit out of a security guy and threw him through a table. And Tony screaming out, "These guys got families!" And that's how we end the show, yo. Another good episode of Dynamite. Obviously not as good as the week before, but a little hard to beat that.
Yeah.
A little hard.
You're not going to hit the ball out of the park every single week.
Let's shift gears to Impact Wrestling. I did not watch Final Resolution. I ended up going out with some friends. So, did you watch it?
I missed the beginning of it. I was under the weather over the weekend, and Marcho actually woke me up by blowing up my phone to let me know that Kenny Omega was there.
Mm-hmm.
So I ended up watching that with him and watched the
Machine Gun segment,
the AAA match with him and Laredo,
which I heard was a classic.
Yeah, it was good shit. And then I went back to bed.
I got some information on Laredo Kid later on. Larry D lost, so he's in jail. Havoc and Nevaeh defeated the Sea Stars, no surprise. Intergender tag match. We got to see Caleb Conley wrestle, which is good. I like Caleb. He did a fair job at Impact NWA. So Tenille and Caleb wrestled Alicia and Eddie Edwards, and Tenille and Caleb got the win there. Hernandez defeated Falaba, and Hernandez was supposed to receive the money. What did they get? That must have got stolen again later or something.
And everybody's stolen that fucking money. I don't fucking know, man.
Matt made a good point on Twitter tonight. It's like nobody's spending that money, and then I said that fucking wad's getting bigger.
I'm telling you what, dude. If I got that wad of cash, one or two things happen. One, I'm spending it. Two, I'm putting it in the bank. And then the wad of cash is gone. And ain't nobody can accuse me of shit.
It's like the wad of cash is growing interest within itself and getting bigger. Eric Young defeated Rhino. They got 10 minutes. I bet that was good. Manic defeating Rohit Raju for the X Division Championship. Gee, I wonder who Manic is.
I got no clue.
Those tattoos look familiar, though.
Wow, man. I don't know, man. Feel like I've never seen him before.
I know. Deonna Purrazzo defeated Rosemary in a 13-minute match to retain the Knockouts Championship. Carl Anderson defeated Ethan Page. If the North Page would have won, the North would have had a future Impact Tag Title match. And Rich Swann and Chris Bay got 20 minutes. I bet that didn't suck either. Rich Bay.
Oh no, it was a great match. It's a great match.
Swann retains. No surprise. Well, my hope for a fatal four-way is dwindling down to Swann and Moose now at Hard to Kill, I'm guessing. Because I think Bay is going to be in the X Division picture. And Willie Mack and Moose are having that I Quit match. Is that next week?
No, I think that's going to be at the pay-per-view. I think that's going to be at Hard to Kill.
Well, who faces?
I'm pretty sure the next 2 weeks of Impact are best of shows. From the way Matthews made it sound tonight. I don't think we're going to see another actual in-ring edition of Impact until 2021.
That means we'll be probably recording soon, earlier in the night.
Yes, because I won't have anything to write about by 10 o'clock.
Who the hell faces?
They're also saying that it's going to be harder.
Oh, I'm an idiot.
It's going to be harder to get news the closer we get to Christmas. So
I'm a fucking idiot. I'm sitting here like, who faces Rich Swann? He's in the goddamn 6-man tag.
Yeah, it's Swann and the Guns against Bullet Club, which Tama Tonga probably has his panties in a twist about right now. So
why?
Because he tweeted a couple of days ago, if you're not 2020 Bullet Club, you're not in the Bullet Club. And I'm like, motherfucker, Bullet Club is for life. So shut the fuck up.
And also for failing miserably for the first time in its life because
fucking Jay White's in charge of it. Like, I've never cared less about the Bullet Club than when Jay White took over.
Yeah,
they need to kick his ass to the curb and get him out. Let Kenta be in charge of the Bullet Club, or let Tama run the fucking thing.
I used to see
just get fucking Jay White out of there.
I used to see Bullet Club shirts all the time, and now I don't.
Well, the only Bullet Club shirts I still wear are my Bucks Kenny or one of those Bullet Club shirts. I don't wear the other Bullet Club stuff anymore.
I got the regular Bullet Club shirt, and I got a Bucks one. I got a villain one, and I got a vigilante one.
Oh, you got the Stephen Amell one. That's dope. I never got that one.
It was like
I have the Bucks. I have Kenny. I think I have two Bullet Club Kennys. Yeah, 2 Bullet Club Kennys. I've got a Bucks. I've got a Hangman. I've got a Villain, and I've got a Cody.
I don't even know if I got a Kenny Bullet Club.
I've got 2 different Kenny Bullet Club ones.
Yeah, the Amell one was like $6 at Hot Topic. So.
Oh, badass! Can't beat that.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of while we're talking merch, I take back everything I said about Pro Wrestling Tees last week. For some reason, the only shirt that's being offered in that soft style for no additional cost is the Sting shirt. Everything else is the same. So you might have fixed your shipping costs, Pro Wrestling Tees, but this extra $4 for the shirt quality is pissing me off. It really pisses me off. And the fact that they just added like 20 new designs on Hot Topic's website. So Hot Topic is like 33 different AEW shirts in stock now. I'll be doing my shopping with Hot Topic in 2021.
And those
Thank
are
you
all
very much.
those are all almost all.
Those are all the soft style shirts.
I don't think everyone is, but most of them are.
Every single one, dude. I've bought at least 12 to 15 AEW shirts from Hot Topic since they've gotten them, and every single one of them has been the soft style shirt. So
I want to think I got one that wasn't, but
I have 8 in my cart right now. So I will be buying them in 2021 when Hot Topic does one of their coupons or sales. So I'm gonna be AEW merch the fuck out next year thanks to Hot Topic.
type in wrestling, first thing comes up is Bullet Club 2013 shirt, or since 2013 shirt.
Just type in AEW.
I usually
It should be 33 shirts last time I looked. Maybe even more now.
I just usually type in wrestling to pull everything in. Oh wow. Oh, the AEW's Jericho shirt I wanted.
Yep. There's 2 different Jericho shirts on there. The Champion shirts on there too.
Yeah, see, I type in AEW, you only get 5 responses. That's why I always search for
What?
wrestling. Yeah, I always search
Right now you just did that?
Yeah. That's why I always search wrestling, because it doesn't pull in everything when I type in AEW.
See, for me, I just typed in 33 results.
Yeah, I'm in the
That's
app.
super weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
there's
to run it down for everybody. If you want to know what all they got, they've got the White Orange Cassidy shirt. They've got the AEW shirt with the mock spray painted on it. They've got a Omega shirt with the golden trigger finger. AEW's Jericho, the Le Champion Jericho shirt, the Join Dark Order shirt, the American Nightmare Cody shirt with like the Pharaoh design with the American flag. A Best Friends T-shirt with the and it's like a cartoon drawing of them hugging Orange Cassidy. This is the worst year I've ever lived in, which is so appropriate. They've got a John Moxley shirt of him like putting his jacket on. It looks pretty dope. They got the Young Bucks killing the business shirt, the Darby Allin coffin drop, the Proud and Powerful shirt, the Britt Baker shirt, which she had her nose busted up. Young Bucks Super Kick Party, the blue shirt that kind of looks like a New Day shirt. The Best Man shirt for Miro, the Holy Sheeta t-shirt, the Anxious Millennial Cowboy shirt for Hangman Page, the Old School Inner Circle shirt, the I Don't Die Matt Hardy shirt, the Cody Tribal shirt, the Queen Slayer Anna Jay shirt, the Jericho shirt where he looks like he should be a freaking cover model somewhere, an Old School Young Bucks shirt, the 5 Decades Earned Dustin Rhodes shirt, the FTW t-shirt, Colt Cabana Dark Order shirt, the All Elite Delete, the All Delete Wrestling shirt from Matt Hardy, the Demo God 1849 shirt, Brody Lee shirt, an FTR shirt, Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, and the Super Kick Fiesta shirt. So man, if you want some AEW merch right now, Hot Topic is absolutely the place to get it.
But if
you're gonna get a lot better deals than freaking Pro Wrestling Tees.
But if you only search AEW, you don't get the rest of the wrestling world, and there's a sweet ass pro wrestling.
They've got some Owen Hart shirts on there.
Yeah, there's a Macho Man cream of the crop.
They got some Good Brothers merch on there too.
They got a CM Punk pipe bomb shirt, which is awesome. Hold on, let me get it. I'll show the crowd here how awesome this shirt looks. That's fucking cool. They got the Demo God 1849 shirt. That's funny.
Yeah, they got a ton, man. I was blown away by how much their selection blew up.
I've been wanting that AEW's Jericho shirt for a while now, so yeah, once we get a sale going again, I want to pick that up, and I want to pick up
and you know they're going to do some kind of great sale during in the new year.
Yeah, I want to pick up that.
And I've got some Hot Topic coupons that I'm sitting on, and I'll stack it all up, and I will get some good shirts.
Yeah, I want to pick up that Mox shirt, putting on the jacket too eventually. All right.
Well, I love Hot Topic. It's a great store, great customer service. Anytime I've ever had an issue with their customer service has always been great. Has taken care of me, and I don't forget stuff like that. That's why I'm a loyal shopper with those guys.
Yeah, I just get shipped to stores, so I have to pay for shipping.
I normally buy enough for the shipping's free anyway, so.
Impact starts off with Tennille Dashwood against Alicia Edwards with their prospective men at ringside, and Tennille gets the win there. Afterwards, Sami Callihan hacks in, challenges Eddie Edwards to finally put their issues to an end. He says, spend the next few weeks with your family and enjoy the holidays because this may be your last. Curious what kind of match they're going to come up with, but I'm sure there's going to be a stipulation, a cage, a lockdown. I don't know. We'll find out. Gia interviewing the Motor City Machine Guns. They talk about their 3-step plan, beating Triple XL, beating the North, and beating the Good Brothers. And, the North are kind of on the outs right now, so it looks like they're just going to move right up to the Good Brothers. And on Kenny Omega's bus, Callis and Omega, with Carl Anderson sitting on the bus with them, disgusted by what Chris Sabin had said, and that pissed off Carl, and so he stormed out of the bus, busted into the building, ran into Rich Swann and asked him where he's going. He says he's going to knock out Sabin. And Swann goes, why? Because Kenny told you to? And then the Motor City Machine Guns back up Swann, and Carl says, all right, we'll handle this in the ring. And there you have it. Moose and Willie Mack still feuding. Moose talking shit about Willie Mack. Willie comes out and challenges him to an I Quit match because the last match was stopped by the referee. And then we got a big old melee after that. Chris Bay shows up mocking Rohit for losing the X Division title, which is funny because Bay lost his match and Rohit let him know, of course. But Bay says he has an idea. Bay's facing Manic, and why don't we go take the mask off of him? And so Rohit accompanied him to ringside. We go to commercial before that match, and we get another paid ad from Tony Khan and Tony Schiavone, Matt.
Yeah, I didn't love this one, man. Like I told you on Twitter earlier in the evening, did not love this one.
Yep,
I felt the shots were a little too heelish from a company that should be viewed as a babyface company right now, who's going out there and being willing to work with all these other companies. I didn't think it was a good look character wise for AEW.
I guess for me, it was like, well, you're on the other show, so you're going to take digs at them. Because we're obviously hopefully.
I didn't mind the digs last week. I thought the digs this week were a little too harsh.
Putting the word cable in front of Access TV, kind of brilliant, actually, when you think about it. Cable access. Next up is Eric Young vignette, which I thought this was pretty good, as he's removing the sickness from Cody Deaner. I thought these two segments they had with Deaner and Young were really good. Still don't get Joe Doring still does not fit into this for me, Matt. I just does not fit into this thing. But
I got nothing, brother.
Got to have a muscle on the team, I guess, right?
I suppose.
So Chris Bay taking on Manic, and Bay's plan all along was not to unmask Manic, but yet to piss off Rohit to get him attacking Bay. So Bay wins by DQ. So then Bay gets into the X Division title picture. Pretty brilliant, huh, Matt?
Works for me, bro.
Impact Flashback of the week. Oh, look, it's Sting.
Yeah, that was not done on coincidence.
Ethan Page apologizing to Josh Alexander for losing over the weekend. Alexander did not want to hear any of it. Page told Alexander, "We will always have your back." Alexander said, "We," and I think you know who we meant, Matt, right? Ethan and the Karate Man. Brian Myers walks through the door and says, "Hey, I've been in a successful tag team before. Why don't you, let's team up and kick some ass?" But Alexander was not wanting to hear it and said he would rather kick Brian Myers' ass instead.
That backfired quickly.
We go back to Kenny Omega's bus, and Anderson's mad at Rich Swann disrespecting him, and Omega calling him Rich the bitch. I fucking laughed at that. I don't know why I laughed so hard, but I did. I just laughed. Callis dared Carl Anderson to take his name back, referencing the machine gun. And Omega said he isn't going to get Swann to make it about himself when he's on Omega's time. He's not going to be responsible for what happens. So a little precursor to Kenny mixing it up a little bit tonight, huh?
Ruh-roh.
First of two semifinal matches for the Knockouts Tag Team Championships pitted Tasha Steelz and Kiera Hogan against Rosemary and Taya. And what's that?
This finish pissed me off.
Deonna Purrazzo and Kimberly attacking Rosemary, which distracted Taya, and that led to Tasha and Kiera getting an upset win, maybe surprising a lot of people.
And don't get me wrong, I don't mind Kiera and Tasha winning. It's the fact that they were blatantly cheating with the referee there, and nothing happened. Like, the ref just let it fucking go.
Yeah.
And don't tell me that the ref didn't see what was going on for the better part of 2 fucking minutes. You know, it was terribly done. Like, they could have done it another way.
Yeah. Just talking straight result, having Kiera and Tasha win kind of makes sense because they are a team and not singles really for the majority of the year. Which leads me to believe that Havoc and Nevaeh are going to win over Jordan and Jazz.
No, I think this guarantees that Grace and Jazz win.
Ooh, okay.
Because I think it's going to be a face and a heel team final.
Okay.
So and when Tasha and Kiera won, I was like, well, Grace and Jazz are going to the finals. It was exactly what I said. So I would be shocked if they did it the other way.
Yeah, I don't know. We got our other segment with Eric Young and Cody Deaner, and basically the transformation. Oh, actually, there was 3 segments. I'm sorry. Just about the same thing about Eric Young talking about the disease inside of Cody, and then the awkward jail cell opening with Joe Doring emerging. That was a little weird, but Tasha and Kiera talking about losing the cash, and Johnny Swinger shows up with a 6-pack. Whose drunk uncle is this? Before that, though, Kiera thought that Tasha was bogarting the money stash, and Tasha says, "No, look in my fanny pack," and there's nothing in there. Well, Johnny Swinger sees the fanny pack, and we all know Johnny Swinger, Swingman. He rolls with a fanny pack. He's like, "Oh, upgrade!" And he found the kayfabe compartment, Matt.
So ridiculous.
So Johnny Swinger now has the wad of cash because he found the kayfabe compartment.
Like I said, the first person to either spend this money or put it in their bank account is the smartest person on the Impact Wrestling roster.
Yeah. Josh Alexander, Brian Myers did not last too long before Ethan Page came out. Myers threw Page into the ring post, and Page went under the ring and emerged as the Karate Man and attacks Myers. And so Myers wins by DQ, which does not impress Anderson at all, and or Alexander at all. Probably didn't impress Anderson at all either. Whoever, maybe Ken Anderson didn't like it. I don't know. Then we get the final segment with Eric Young and Cody Deaner, which ended in Deaner getting baptized and free, and now going to be on the side of Eric Young. AC Romero talking to Tommy Dreamer, still thinks that Larry D has been set up, and Romero tells Romero to go prove it. Dreamer then comes up to cousin Jake and Rhino as they talk about how they're talking about how Cody has been brainwashed, so to speak, to join Eric Young. Rhino says, we've seen this before. It needs to be stopped before it gets any worse. And so it looks like we'll probably see Rhino and eventually Heath side up with Jake. And didn't we say that on the show last week, Matt?
Yep.
That Rhino and Heath were going to side with Jake and take on Cody, EY, and Joe?
Yeah, we pretty much booked this whole thing last week.
Yeah. Next 2 weeks will be holiday specials. I don't know if that means best of, though, Matt. I don't know. That's just all they said.
I think normally when Impact runs holiday specials, it's best of episodes. So I'm expecting more of the same.
On the January,
because they didn't announce any matches for next week like they normally do on an episode of Impact.
Okay.
So
we'll just plan on recording it our old normal time. Eddie Edwards, Sami Callihan will headline the first Impact of 2021. And then we got the main event, a good main event. Chris Sabin, Carl Anderson. Machine Gun gets the win there. Rich Swann confronting Anderson at the end on the stage. And then they cut to the bus. And Callis tells Omega that Swann's the champ and thinks he can do what he wants. And Omega says, I'm the champ and I can do what I want. Watch the master at work. And Kenny left the bus, Matt.
About damn time.
Uh-oh. So Swann's backstage with Anderson. And Anderson's had enough and decks Swann. The Motor City Machine Guns try to intervene. And, hey, look who's back, baby, LG. And he laid him out. Swann got up and kind of gave the good guys a brief upper hand. But then out of nowhere, Kenny Omega smashes a wet floor plastic sign off of Rich Swann's head and says, well, perhaps it's time to reform the old Bullet Club gang, and challenges Swann and the Machine Guns to a 6-man tag match at Hard to Kill. Callis, well, he's an EVP, so he can make that match, and it's official. And that was a damn good ending to Impact tonight, huh, Matt?
Loved it. Gets you excited. The fact that Kenny Omega is going to be wrestling on an Impact pay-per-view is fucking pretty damn cool.
Oof.
So, looking forward to seeing what's going to happen next, man.
All right, now we are going to shift gears and talk about NXT this week, and then basically a follow up, a little aftermath of NXT Takeover War Games, which was a tremendous show. Obviously, Raquel Gonzalez had a big showing there. The Undisputed Era defeated Pat McAfee's team. And Johnny Gargano becomes a 3-time NXT North American champion. Tommaso Ciampa and Timothy Thatcher had a fucking hell of a match. So it was a yet another tremendous NXT Takeover War Games. And now for the aftermath, we lead off with NXT champion Finn Balor, and he says, the time for team sports is over. the champion is back. And, you know, as he cuts that promo, he gets interrupted first by Pete Dunne, who mentions, hey, cut from the same cloth. We're both from overseas. Made a name for ourselves in the States. It's only a matter of time before the NXT title is his. Which then prompts Kyle O'Reilly to come out from the Undisputed Era. And Kyle admits that Pete's tough, knows that firsthand. But this is the Undisputed Era, and you're all just living in it. Kyle also mentioned that he broke Balor's jaw, and even though technically Finn won the match, he was eating his meals through a straw for 2 months because of Kyle. And Pete, your team lost it at TakeOver. Damian Priest then comes out to join the party and says that him facing Balor would be a marquee match and something Balor wants. And Dunn rips Priest for not beating Leon Ruff, but you know, I don't think Priest got pinned in that match, so that kind of protected Priest a little bit to make sense for him to get in this moment. Balor said they all need to learn manners, but because they cut him off before he was finished. But Balor says on January 6th at New Year's Eve, he is going to defend the NXT Championship, but who he faces is not his problem. That's Regal's job. So we will find out later on. Balor walking up the stage, and it started smoking. And the lovely Scarlett has returned to NXT. And that means that Karrion Kross probably not too far behind. And all Scarlett did was stare at Balor, no words. And Balor says he has a message for Kross. When he's ready, Finn's ready. And then Priest talks to Scarlett and says, well, if your boy wants to pick a fight, then all he has to do is step up to him like a man. All Scarlett had was a grin on her face as she walks back. And very good opening segment for NXT to turn the page and now focus on the NXT Championship, something we haven't really been able to focus on since TakeOver 31. And so, you know, I thought it was a great segment to set the table. New Year's Evil on the 6th of January is when Balor is going to defend the title. So it's just going to be a matter of figuring out who is going to face him. And we'll probably figure that out maybe this week, maybe next week. I don't know. But I don't know if NXT is going to, I think NXT will probably have fresh content, maybe one best of. I think they usually do have one kind of year in review, but I have a feeling the picture will be a little clearer when this week's episode has taken place. Matt, out of everybody that we saw in that opening segment, I mean, how do you think it shakes out? Is it one person that's going to be able to face Balor at New Year's Evil? Do you think it's going to be a couple people? Do you think it's Karrion Kross, or do you think it's some of the guys that came out earlier?
No, unfortunately, they've already announced what it's going to be. It's going to be Kyle O'Reilly against Pete Dunne, and the winner will face Finn Balor at New Year's Evil. Like, they're not even, Karrion Kross isn't even involved. I guess it's going to be Karrion Kross and Damian Priest
at New Year's Evil, yeah. Which
is such a lame way to bring him back. Like, the dude won the championship, gave it up, never had to, you know, never lost the belt. The first thing he should be doing is coming back and being like, you know, if anybody understands how I feel, it's you, Finn.
Yeah, exactly.
I need my shot.
And maybe
Finn should have been like, you got it, and there you go.
And maybe they're just saving that for TakeOver, you know.
Yeah, but dude, it felt like the return, the way they set up his return, felt so fucking forced. Like, why did Damian Priest have to shoot the comments at Scarlett for? Like it was so blatantly obvious what they were doing.
Yeah,
it was really lame. I didn't like it at all.
I didn't expect the attack that night, but
I did.
I figured.
I was like, oh, dude, that dude fucked tonight.
I figured that was gonna be next week. Pete Dunne interviewed backstage after that commercial and said he didn't come back to NXT just to wait for an opportunity. And that's when Killian Dane showed up, of course, mad from the attack, leaving him bloody out in the parking lot with the car door hitting him. And that got broken up. Jake Atlas took on Swerve, a quick little 5-minute match with Atlas getting the win. Scott wanted to offer a handshake, or Atlas wanted to offer a handshake, and Swerve said, fuck you.
Yeah, I'm tired of the Swerve jobs, man. That dude they need to fucking
maybe a heel turn's what he needs.
Look, if it's gonna be a heel turn to fucking get him a push, so be it. Like I like that dude should have been cruiserweight champion months ago.
Oh yeah.
You know, and I'm sick of them pussyfooting around on him. It's time to freaking let him go.
Tommaso Ciampa talks about moving forward, and he knows no other way than to shut up that loudmouth Cameron Grimes. Kept it short and sweet. Triple threat tag team match between grizzled young veterans Imperium and Dollar Store Young Bucks. And actually a good match, I think, mainly because of the two UK teams there. I just do not like Everrise, Matt.
Yeah, they're very whatever to me.
The ring work is just not there. There's no personality. I think it's a very cheap Young Bucks ripoff without the high flying. Or much high flying. But I do love Imperium, and I do love grizzled young veterans. So there you go. And the NXT tag team needed those guys. They need more than that, but they needed those guys. Because it almost, well, I mean, obviously they sold the Dane injury, so that's why we haven't seen the team as much. But we did still see Drake with Dane later on when they had the match. But they did a video package of the aftermath of War Games. Bobby Fish had to have surgery to reattach a tricep. Yikes. And everybody else talking about the bumps and bruises they suffered. Of course, Candice LeRae broken arm. And so LeRae and Fish were legit injuries. Toni Storm talking about having her sights set on the NXT title, but all she's heard about is the talk of Ember Moon. Then Io showed up and says she don't have a problem with Toni, but then she just punched her. I like that. That was fun. That led to a brawl between Io and Toni backstage. Tommaso Ciampa 10 Cameron Grimes, and not too far into the match, Timothy Thatcher comes out and has a chair and sits down, much like Tommaso did to one of Thatcher's matches. So clearly that is not done, that feud, which is fine by me. You want to give us another classic, go right ahead. Tyler Rust, who is a student of Thatcher, tried to attack Ciampa, did not work. Then Grimes tried to take advantage with the cave-in, did not work. Ciampa hits Willow's Bell. And I love the Willow's Bell finisher now, using it as a finisher instead of as a signature move. And just because it's been well set up with both the Thatcher match and the Grimes match, I think it's been well set up to end the match. And Ciampa can beat you in a bunch of different ways. Fairy Tale Ending's another good finisher. And has he finished a match with the Air Raid before?
I'm not sure.
Post match, Thatcher and Ciampa stare at each other, and then Grimes complained about Thatcher being out there, and Grimes just wrenched Grimes' leg, and he was in pain. Raquel Gonzalez did an interview saying that War Games came at a cost, so Ember has to pay later tonight. Another training video with Boa and Xia Li, which was very, very intense. And let's hear from Johnny Gargano and family as they come out with his wife Candice and, of course, Austin Theory and Indy Hartwell. And it looks like they are a faction known as The Way, which is kind of fine considering what Johnny Gargano kind of has used that in his promos before. Totally fine with that.
Johnny Gargano way.
Then Theory with a Milky Way comment. It's like, man, that looks like something Vince wrote. That was a little awkward and dumb. And I think Gargano thought it was awkward and dumb too. They presented Candice with a trophy with a doll that looked like they claimed was Shotzi Blackheart on it, and Austin mentioned that this week they will Gargano will team with Austin to take on Leon Ruff and Damian Priest. And Matt, if you're not in the way, stay out of the way.
Yeah, I'll do what I can.
I kind of like that line though. It's pretty clever.
It'll be on a T-shirt before you know it.
Underdog. Damian Priest comes out to congratulate Gargano and Theory, and was walking towards the ring to talk some shit. But hey, there's Karrion Kross. Hi. Welcome back. First off, because we've missed the dude. Tremendous addition to NXT, and unfortunately injured after his title win. And so then Kross gets in the car and drives off with Scarlett. Pete Dunne, Killian Dane. Lengthy match. I liked it. I like it when NXT gives some matches like this time. And it was a very good one. And Pete Dunne, God, bitter end on a big guy like that's pretty impressive too, isn't it? A lot of interference with Oni and Danny and Drake trying to even up the odds, and that distraction kind of cost Dane the match there. But it really does feel like we're heading towards Dane and Maverick against Oni Lorcan and Danny Burch, don't you think?
Maybe.
Yeah, I think so. Leon Ruff interviewed, and he said, well, I'll take on Gargano in Theory 2-on-1 if I have to, but then Kushida shows up and says, if you need a partner, it's going to be Kushida. And I don't think Leon Ruff should argue with that, should he?
I guess not.
Main event time. The ladies had a very good main event. Ember Moon, Raquel Gonzalez. I thoroughly enjoyed that main event. Obviously, Raquel is being pushed to be the next contender for Io Shirai, even though Toni Storm's in the picture as well. But Raquel definitely has a stake to the claim with the win at War Games. After the match, Toni Storm was about to attack Moon, and Rhea Ripley's music hits. And Ripley goes into the ring, pulls out Ember Moon, and then Gonzalez moves Storm out of the way, and Gonzalez faces off with Ripley, who've had a feud in the past. And that ends the show. Yo. Pretty good. NXT has been solid lately, haven't they?
Yeah, so it was an okay episode. I didn't think it didn't blow me away or anything, but it was all right.
Yeah. SmackDown at Tropicana Field, and as we kind of suspected, it didn't really look too much different because they wanted to make it look like they're in a small arena still. But they did acknowledge at least that they are in Tropicana. We're gonna just fly through Raw and SmackDown because well, SmackDown was good. I just didn't get to see it much of it, and then Raw. Well, there's a reason why 1.5 million viewers watched that, right, Matt? We had a contract signing with Banks and Carmella. Banks, I guess, sent out her lackey. Akeem Young is who the lackey was, by the way. Performance center wrestler. Ziggler beat Montez Ford, continuing that feud. Sami Zayn, Big E. Sami Zayn won by countout. And did Big E do the powder thing? You remember?
What do you mean?
Is that for his entrance? The powder.
Powder thing, yeah. He's the chalk thing. He's doing it for his entrance night again.
Yeah, I knew I know he did it. I was wondering if he continued to do it this week.
No, that's a staple of his entrance now.
Good deal. I like that. Kevin Owens with a great promo. I did stop to watch this one. Hell of a promo. And Jay tried to attack him. But Owens got the upper hand and put Jay through a table. Roman showed up, but Heyman professionally suggested to do it on his own time. And then eventually, right after the commercial, KO got interviewed and Roman clocked him with a chair. So I've liked what they've done with KO and Owen so far. KO and Roman. Ruby Riott and Liv Morgan. We haven't seen much of the Riott Squad lately, so we got them and Billy Kay and Natalya. Yeah. Rhetorical question time. Why the fuck do you break up the Iconics only to put them in tag matches?
I got nothing, man. I got fucking nothing.
Yeah, that's why I said it was rhetorical.
It's so dumb.
Man.
I wish I could give some kind of answer, rhetorical or not, but I legit just have nothing for this.
We had some Gable and Otis training, and then Gable and Otis took on Cesaro and Shinsuke, but due to an error, I guess you could say, or something like that, or whatever, Otis and Gable lost, and Gable says, "Hey, it's a lesson learned. It's okay." So we'll proceed on. King Corbin interviewed with his new disciples, I guess you could say, Blake and Cutler. And as they continue to feud with the Mysterios. SmackDown Women's Championship match, Banks and Carmella. Carmella wins by DQ. Matt was saying earlier he was afraid that Carmella was going to win because of the little Snoop thing.
His WWE petty as shit, and that's why.
Yeah. Monday Night Raw happened. It's like the same show every week, isn't it? Got a dirt sheet with Miz and Morrison. Though I heard Sheamus and AJ was really good.
It was probably the best done on the show.
Hurt Business. Hurt Business and New Day feuding, and Jeff Hardy and joined that for a 6-man tag.
Well,
and
it's just like, stop me if you've heard this one before. And
Lana
that's
and
the fucking problem with Raw right now, is that it's the same matches, slightly varied every single fucking week, and it's just fucking tired.
Keith Lee against Miz and Morrison. Bray Wyatt talks. Mason Ricochet. They're speaking of same. Ricochet and Retribution. Basler and Dana Brooke. Mandy Rose comes back though, at least that's good. Lana got hurt, so she's out of the tag title match. Who do you think?
Really hurt.
I know. Kayfabe. Found the kayfabe compartment.
People were thinking Charlotte.
Whoa. Wouldn't that be something after all the Charlotte gave Oscar her first loss? And yeah, that'd be something.
Like, heaven forbid Charlotte hasn't held the tag title yet.
Yeah.
Gotta put gold on Charlotte, JB.
Riddle and MVP.
Gotta put gold on Charlotte.
Do ya?
In Vince's world, you do.
Riddle MVP went like 50 seconds. Obviously we're got a Riddle and Lashley feud for the US title. Then we had the championship ascension ceremony, because we got to have one of those, right, Matt? I heard the promos were good, but then we got our fracas after that, and then we headed home. Literally.
Raj Giri of Wrestling Inc. says, with the record low Raw ratings this week, my guess is we see the end of the brands being separated sooner rather than later.
Yeah, fine by
That
me.
would be interesting. Like they put the brands back together to start the new year. I wouldn't hate it.
Fine by me as long as you still can. Don't put the same people on both shows every week and forget about more people than you already have.
I merge all the belts at the Rumble, man.
Oh, let's talk about Raw and that audience. Worst rating
ever. Worst rating ever.
1.5.
Yeah, I was doing comic book guy. You're over there doing Jericho.
Yeah, I'm doing Jericho because you know.
It was a stupid idea from bad creative.
That was Monday Night Raw in a nutshell.
The problem is I don't really blame the creative. I blame Vince.
Yeah.
Because I really and truly believe if that creative team there was probably left to their own devices, they could probably put on a really good show. But the problem is they are not left to their own devices, and we get what we get because it's the freaking Vince McMahon show.
And more often than not, SmackDown might be left to their own devices because it's typically a better show.
And I also think they benefit from not having the third hour too.
Yeah.
So they don't have to worry about Vince spreading more crap in there that just people don't fucking care about.
Yeah.
And it seems like Vince doesn't want to fuck anything up with that has to do with Roman Reigns. So he kind of just leaves that alone. I would not be surprised
if Heyman's right.
95% of the creative coming out of the Roman stuff is Roman and Heyman.
Yep.
If it's them pitching all the ideas and doing all the creative stuff, and Vince is just letting it go. Like I would not be the slightest bit surprised by that.
No, not at all. 1.527 million is who tuned in to Monday Night Raw. 1.627 was the worst hour one, I think, ever, if I remember reading correctly. No, it's not correct. There's a 1.5 in there, but I read something, and if they said it was the worst ever, they're wrong because July 13th was 1.58 million. But they didn't lose as much over that whole 3 hour span as this show did, as hour 3 pulled in 1.44.
They might be saying it's the lowest due to the demo.
Yep, the demo point.
The demo is the worst I've ever seen Raw have. I've never seen Raw's demo that low.
0.41 demo, while AEW did a 0.45. Do you think they're going to let the audience know about that?
To me, I would keep my mouth shut.
They won't.
I would keep my mouth shut.
They won't.
Let me finish.
Nope.
I would keep my mouth shut until Thursday. If they beat Raw's demo this week, then you can shout it from the rooftops. But you got to do it this week. You can't compare last week's numbers to this week's numbers. It's a new week. If AEW gets above a 0.41 on this Wednesday, man, trumpet that shit from the rooftops on Thursday. Let the world fucking know what y'all did. But I would keep quiet. If I'm AEW, I would keep quiet until Thursday on this.
I only have demo numbers going back to the end of August, but the lowest demo going back to the end of August was 0.48, and this was a lot more down.
Yeah, like this is the lowest I've ever seen WWE's demo. Like they got slaughtered.
In the meantime, SmackDown increased their audience to 2.1 million because, well, it's a better show.
It's a much better show. And I think people are just tuning out of Raw at this point.
And
they're like, we can watch SmackDown on Friday, and that's enough WWE for the week. And maybe we'll watch NXT on Wednesday.
Yeah. Exactly. Raw. What am I doing? Miz and Mrs. Bagged 444,000 viewers. They've been staying steady, but they've had a couple spikes. Maybe they've had some good lead-ins or something, but overall they've been staying around that mid-4 range.
They're not on a good time slot. Like Thursdays at 10:30 it's not a good time slot for that show. Like I feel that show would benefit much better if their new episodes were on directly after Raw, because they do air replays of that show right after Raw most weeks.
Yep.
So I don't understand why the new episodes just don't air then.
Yeah.
Because it would make a lot more sense, because that's when straight up Steve Austin's airing.
What?
In January. All his new episodes are right after Raw.
I love that show.
And yeah, season 1 did really good ratings. Why? Because the WWE audience stayed around to watch Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Total Bellas for the second time this season has record low numbers as well. 219,000 people only.
You could look, but I don't care.
And Wednesday Night Wars, as we mentioned, AEW pulled that 0.45 in the demo, beating Raw, but 995,000, just a hair under a million. NXT went up 1,000 to 659, up from 658 the previous week, and AEW now nearly 2.5 times the 18 to 49. 0.45, as I mentioned, NXT a 0.17. That demo's just getting killed on Wednesday nights, man. And Impact, what did Kenny Omega mean to the TV viewership? We all know what it did to the Twitch viewership. It increased it by about tenfold. TV viewership did increase by about 55,000 to 221,000. So up the previous week. I figured it'd be up a little higher than that, but still a size.
The fact that across all their platforms and TV that they got 750,000 viewers to watch Impact last week. Any way you slice it, that's extremely impressive.
Yeah.
And I mean, they didn't reach the Twitch numbers tonight. I think they maxed out at like 13K. But I mean, that's still a hell of a lot better than the 2 to 3K that they were normally doing on a given week. So I mean, that still has to be looked at as, successful. It's a big drop from the week before, but it's still, you kept like 10,000 viewers that you didn't have 2 weeks ago. So
the demo 0.08, which ranked 96th and was the only Access TV show in the top 150. Obviously not everybody has access.
Yeah.
But their demo almost doubled from the week before. So you watch the oral sessions with Renee Paquette. She had CM Punk on there, and he names on that episode, he names his price to return to wrestling. This is funny. This came from the almost a week ago on the 9th, and WWE had an all hands on deck employee meeting out of Stamford on last Wednesday. Kind of funny how they had that, and then they had this numbers come down on Monday. Might have to be another all hands on deck meeting, huh?
I wouldn't want to be around Vince tomorrow. Let's just say that much. I would not want to be around Vince tomorrow.
Goldberg,
I'm sure he's going to be a grumpy piece of shit to deal with.
Goldberg calling out Roman Reigns on the bump.
Yeah, this didn't go over well.
And Roman said, I'd rather defend it against someone that earns it, like Kevin Owens.
Yeah, I'm hearing the match is happening.
Mania?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Do-over for last year?
Here's the thing. If it was Goldberg Reigns, no title involved, I wouldn't have a problem with it. I'm going to have zero issue with it. Have your match. The fact that the title was involved is what I hate about it.
Maybe.
I mean, look, they could look, if they're gonna put the brands back together, they could freaking have Drew beat Roman at the Rumble and let Roman go off and do his thing with Goldberg. I would be totally okay with that.
Virtual meet and greets are back for the WWE. Bailey's coming up on the 18th of December, but it is sold out, I believe. Yep, it's sold out.
Why would I want to meet someone that hasn't won a match since August?
Shinsuke Nakamura also on the 18th. Tickets still available for Shinsuke. The Miz on Sunday, December 20th. Tickets are sold out for The Miz, so you cannot do that. But Bobby Lashley on Monday, December 21st. Tickets are still available there. And
I'm so shocked that nobody wants to meet Bobby Lashley.
And Naomi has been added as well. One session sold out, but the other one's still available. All tickets for virtual meet and greets, $125. Get you a 2-minute one-on-one private video, and you get to download it, and you can purchase autographed items as well. I think that price is too high.
I agree.
For 2 minutes.
If people weren't dumb enough to pay it, they had to drop the price.
Yep.
And that's the problem.
And it's selling out.
Yeah, the fact that it's selling out, like WWE's not going to change it. Had everybody had the same mindset, just like price is too damn high, WWE would have dropped the price. It's annoying.
Mike Johnson, PW Insider, more on the Omega effect for Impact Wrestling last week. The TV audience rose 33%. The live stream on Twitch peaked at 55,396, had an average of 42,953 viewers, over 13 times the normal audience. This was the 4th largest Twitch audience for anything on that day. NFL's Twitch stream peaked at 30,000 in comparison. Impact repeat broadcast had 189,000 viewers on YouTube. 56,200 people watched the Facebook page. Company trended number 1 in the US, number 5 in the UK. Impact does not air in the UK until midnight. Or until the following night, I'm sorry. So, a success for Impact, you'd say, eh?
I absolutely would. Like, I don't think you can call it anything else other than successful.
As Matt mentioned, next week, December 23rd, you'll have an opportunity to watch NXT and AEW back-to-back. Be interesting to see what the numbers are going to be for that. I would assume AEW is going to have quite a lower number, though, with it later, but who knows? Who knows? WWE has filed a trademark for New Year's Evil.
Evil?
Evil. Undertaker Last Ride on DVD will be released on today or yesterday as you're listening to the podcast. So if you're interested in collecting all those DVDs, you can go pick one up now.
Go get it.
The first ever United Kingdom champion, Tyler Bate, returned to television this week. He had not been seen since COVID, so welcome back, Tyler.
Apparently he had not been seen since the Speaking Out movement.
Well, yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Ronda Rousey's going to host her own ESPN Plus series. It has been announced. And no information on what it's going to be about, but
Riveting.
Yeah. Sad news last week, definitely tied to the wrestling world, but also tied to the acting world. A lot of people known him as Debo on Friday, but Tiny Lister unfortunately passed away due to coronavirus complications at the age of 62. As Matt said, he was Zeus in No Holds Barred, the classic movie from '89 with Hulk Hogan. And then he also continued to appear on WWE television, WWF at the time television. So that film grossed $16 million. That kind of surprises me. I figured it'd be much worse.
Imagine inflation.
Yeah. Because that was over 4 weeks, though, too. So it's not like still.
Yeah, but I mean, still.
Most of that's week 1. So, I mean, we'll go to Box Office Mojo here. Great little site here.
Yeah, it is a good site. I liked it better before their format changed, but it's still a good site.
They pulled in nearly 5 million opening weekend. Actually ranked 2. Number 2. They ranked number 2. So Hulk
behind Indiana Jones, right?
Yep. Last Crusade.
Yeah. I mean, look, if not for Indiana Jones, they would have been number 1 in the box office opening weekend.
Yeah, Indiana Jones pulled in.
You ain't gonna stop Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones pulled in 4 times that amount.
Yeah.
And then pulled in 3 million the second week, ranking 6th, and pulled in about 1.7 million the third week, ranking 7th, and then 800,000 ranking 10th, and then it was basically pulled from theaters. So. Well, a little bombshell dropped on Ring of Honor as 4 performers will not appear at Final Battle due to pre-travel COVID testing protocols. Bandito, EC3, Flamita, and Kenny King all will not be on Final Battle. So the biggest one of those, obviously, EC3, who was supposed to take on Jay Briscoe.
Yeah.
So that really throws it all into a wrench. Yet in the odd world of Vince McMahon, Mike Johnson has reported that WWE is sending performers down to the Performance Center to refine their talents, which included Omos, AJ Styles' bodyguard, Dio Madden, Dabakato, Keith Lee, and Otis. I don't think Keith Lee needs refining, Matt.
The problem is this is the kind of shit that Vince is worried about right now.
Yeah.
Not improving his creative, not fixing the format of his show that's been stale for the last 20 years, but sending people like Keith Lee to Performance Center to work on his punches. Like, are you fucking kidding me? To me, this is a perfect example of everything that's currently wrong with that company.
Yep. Programming note for SmackDown. It'll be on FS1 this week due to the Pac-12 title game. And look what's back next Friday, Matt. Talking Smack will air on FS1 following SmackDown.
Well, that's the only time I'll ever watch it, because I ain't going to fucking go out of my way to fucking tune the damn thing in on Saturday mornings.
No.
I don't understand why they don't just... Like Raw Talk, they air it on the network right after Raw.
Yep.
I don't ever watch it, but if Talking Smack was on the network right after SmackDown, I would probably watch it.
Yep. Just
but,
a shame.
like the fact that it's airing like 12 hours later, I just don't give a shit.
Nope. Maybe if Renee Young was still hosting it.
Well, no, dude, I hear it's actually really good because it's Heyman and Braxton. And I've seen some video clips of the stuff with Heyman. I'm like, oh, that's really good. And if it was on right after SmackDown, I would probably tune in and watch it.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to freaking waste my time to freaking watch it Saturday morning after my thoughts about SmackDown are already well in the rearview mirror. You know, nothing SmackDown does makes me... I'm not still thinking about SmackDown on Saturday.
No.
I'm just not.
No. Yeah, I'm wondering if this is a one-time thing or if it's going to be going forward.
Well, it's a one-time thing because they're on FS1. So I doubt it's going to be something that they're going to be doing going forward.
Well, I guess we'll find out. I'll set the old DVR for it. It's funny. On my Spectrum TV app where I just set the DVR. Look who's on the photo.
Oh jeez.
Yep. Well, on for Impact, it still has Robert Roode on the picture.
Seriously? Wow.
They don't update that shit too often.
Clearly.
Ring of Honor is not going to disclose the planned changes for Final Battle until the night of the broadcast. So I guess that really...
AKA because nobody's ordering the show anyway.
So I guess we won't really predict the show.
Yeah, honestly, I don't give a fuck about it enough to predict it. So, whatever, ROH. As our former broadcast colleague, Daryl used to say, fuck Joe Koff.
Yep.
That was for you, Daryl, if you're listening. He enters the next chapter of
his life. Mike Johnson says it's blatantly clear Ethan Page is on his way out during the pay-per-view of Final Resolution this past Saturday.
Yeah, according to Wrestling Inc., he has spoken to WWE, AEW, and Ring of Honor. So hopefully he goes to AEW because then he could still do the North thing. You know, with all this Impact AEW relationship is going to work. I mean, that would be really cool. I think if he signs with the WWE, he's a fucking idiot. Because unless you're just taking it for the paycheck, they ain't gonna do anything with you, man. They ain't gonna do anything with you. You look like generic creator wrestler number 4. He's great in the ring, and the karate thing's funny enough. But I'm telling you, WWE won't do anything with this guy.
He's got a good charisma, but yeah, you're right. And WWE ain't gonna. He'll just wallow in wherever.
He'll do something cool in NXT for a bit, and then somehow, for some reason, Vince will call him up to the main roster, and then he'll sit on main event and catering for the next couple years of his deal.
That karate guy shit's funny.
Oh.
Genesis will be on Impact Plus a week before Hard to Kill, which is kind of weird, but okay.
Yeah, I'm not really sure why they're doing that either.
And you are correct, Mike Johnson, right here. 12/22 and 12/29 editions of Impact will be a best of. The company will give their year-end awards on it as well. They are seriously selling the Sami Zayn t-shirt.
Yep.
That Apollo Crews drew. That's awesome.
I hope it sells. I hope they sell thousands. I really fucking do.
The story of it was on SmackDown. Sammy was pissed at the merch guy for not having a Sami Zayn shirt. And then Big E shows up with his brand new shirt, and that pisses Sammy off. And Apollo drew one for him, and that was kind of a funny segment. I gotta say, and wow, that's awesome that they made that a t-shirt.
To me, the fucking B team had a t-shirt that was worse than this. So the B team could have that, and then let Sami Zayn have this ridiculous t-shirt.
What are we doing here with Dave Bautista on Up Up Down Down?
I didn't know anything about Dave Bautista being on Up Up Down Down. So
this tweet from Up Up Down Down on Sunday, which I will put the link in the Zoom chat for you. We've decided to hire some experts to bring back Battle of the Brands. This cold case is about to get hot. And it shows a photo of Batista on a folder that says missing save file. And it looks like we might have Creed versus Breeze for the title once more, maybe. I don't know. But,
Yeah, but I mean, that's just the Battle of the Brands series. They were always fighting over who had Batista on their show. So I mean, that's just an inside joke. Like, I don't think they're actually be doing really
might-
anything with Dave Bautista.
He might be on there virtually. Maybe.
Well, virtually, yes, but I don't think real life Dave Bautista.
Laredo Kid posted on Twitter, where would you like to see me? And 864 votes on Twitter, and over 2/3 of them said AEW.
Well, there you go, buddy.
His options were AEW, New Japan, or Ring of Honor. Notice no WWE.
Because he's smart.
Exactly. Dark for this week is back to its long ass format compared to a more condensed format the week before. Kylan King takes on Hikaru Shida. Matt Sydal takes on a guy by the name of Danny Limelight. BFTW champion Brian Cage takes on VSK. Chaos Project and Best Friends, the Acclaimed in action. Anna Jay takes on Danny Jordan. Brandon Cutler and Baron Black. Ricky Starks is in action. Grayson and Uno take on Bear Country. That's quite a tag name. Jurassic Express take on Sean Dean and Fuego. Sonny and Janela take on Ryzen and Maluda. Evilise is in action. Leva Bates is in action. And Taya Conchi is in action. Moving on. 9 matches are announced for Wrestle Kingdom 2021. As they did was last year the first time they did 2 nights?
Yes.
Okay. They are continuing that this year. January 4th, January 5th. January 4th, your dual champion, Tetsuya Naito, Intercontinental and Heavyweight champ, takes on Kota Ibushi. Kazuchika Okada against Will Ospreay. Hiroshi Tanahashi against Great-O-Khan. IWGP Tag Champs Sabre and Taichi take on the GOD. Best of the Super Juniors winner Takahashi takes on Super J Cup winner El Phantasmo. Winner gets a junior heavyweight championship match the next night. Whoever wins the IWGP Intercontinental and Heavyweight match takes on Switchblade Jay White on the 5th. Junior heavyweight champion Taji Ishimori will take on Takahashi and Phantasmo. Winner, as I mentioned from the night before, Evil against Sonata. And Tagagi against Jeff Cobb for the never openweight champion. Good little card there, Matt. Of course, it's Wrestle Kingdom, so we expect it, right?
Yeah, it should be a solid weekend of wrestling for sure.
Is this the crowning of Kota Ibushi? I think it is.
Fucking hope so. I'm not super confident, but I fucking hope so.
And here we are. Another week passes by, and Kurt Angle teasing a return. Santa Angle.
Yeah, I saw.
Angle tweets out a video and says, "This is not over yet, Santa. Saint Olympic might just come out of retirement for you." Oh, please come to AEW. But you know, all the WWE marks, yeah, they're pulling in all the old guys. Yeah, but at least they know how to book.
And I wouldn't expect them to use Kurt Angle on a weekly wrestling basis anyway.
No. Good news for Impact fans in Canada. Anthem Sports has launched Access TV in Canada. That started on the 10th of December on Bell TV and Virgin TV. So now Impact is on 3 stations in Canada, live on Fight Network and Access TV, tape delay on Game TV. And then moving along. Backstage notes from last night's Monday Night Raw from Mike Johnson at PW Insider. The show that aired last night was very much the show as it was originally written, although specific placements of segments and whatnot may have changed over the course of the day. There was a lot of rewriting of dialogue as the day went on, but this was very much a Vince McMahon vision, as Matt said. One source saying the writers are giving him what he wants. You got to give the Vince what he wants.
Yeah, look at that got you, Vince. Look what that got you.
1.5. Originally
1.5. Are you out of your mind?
Keith Lee and Miz was supposed to be a singles match, changed to a handicap match.
Thank God, that was probably the only good decision they made that day.
Oh boy, Retribution.
Because if it would have been a singles match, Keith Lee was still scheduled to lose.
Retribution pushing Ricochet to join the group is something that will continue to play out for the weeks ahead. Lana expected to be off TV for the next 3 to 4 weeks.
Lana.
And
Lana.
Charlotte Flair.
I could see him doing it with Lana too.
Charlotte Flair as my.
I bet you he asks Miro to voice chatter so he can do it.
And as Matt had said, Mike Johnson reporting that there is buzz that Charlotte Flair could be back on Sunday. Woo! Oh wait,
Woo!
haven't used this one enough in this show.
Woo! It's Sting! Woo!
Who deserves the belt?
Oh yeah, and then the thing we reported on last week of Vince being mad about time cues, and Mike Johnson's reporting that numerous segments went long. Good. And we already mentioned that Sting is going to appear tomorrow per Tony Khan. So that brings us to TLC, and boy, we cannot be any more excited for TLC, can we?
So fucking hyped.
Let's start off with New Day and Hurt Business for the tag titles. I mean, Jesus, they've had so many chances. I'm going Hurt Business here, Matt.
If they don't give it to the Hurt Business now, what the fuck was the point? So yeah, I think the Hurt Business is getting
it. Here's a fun one. Let's save the fun one for later. Let's go to Nia Jackson, Shayna Basler versus Asuka and TBD. That TBD is there's a title change, right?
I would certainly think so. Yes.
I thought there was going to be a title change with Anna. I didn't do that on purpose either. I was trying to say Lana and Asuka, and I said Anna. Fiend and Randy Orton. Matt, go ahead.
I don't care. Like, these guys do not bring out the best in each other. And God, I hope this is one and done. I don't want to see any more of this. Like, seriously, the only person I want to see Randy Orton work is Edge. Because apparently Edge is the only guy who brings anything out of Orton that I find interesting. So I say put the Fiend over. He needs it. He needs it more.
Yeah, I think the Fiend is going to be in the title picture sooner than later. So, yep. I think whenever Miz cashes in, and I think he's going to be successful, I think the Fiend and Miz are going to have a feud. So I think that means you got to keep the Fiend strong. Drew McIntyre, AJ Styles. I think this is pretty cut and dry. With Drew.
Yeah, I don't see any way Drew drops the title here. It would not make any sense.
All right, now let's go to the interesting ones. Sasha Banks, Carmella.
Sasha better fucking return. That's all I'm gonna say, dude. You better fucking retain.
The petty hand of Vince gonna fall. No, Sasha's retaining because we are heading for Sasha and Bianca. I thought WrestleMania, but now I think it's probably gonna be Rumble because Bianca's taking on Bailey already on Friday, and she'll beat Bailey. So I think it's gonna be Bianca Sasha at the Rumble. I don't know, Bianca.
Heaven forbid they can't work that till the fucking WrestleMania.
I know you could have easily built a program with some
They could have built Sasha Bailey to fucking WrestleMania had they wanted to, and they rushed through it all.
You could have built. Well, at the same time, there may be some cheating and shit. Maybe they can stretch Bailey and Bianca to the Rumble. Not holding my breath though, because that's asking creative to do work.
Yes, creative. You're asking creative to allow Vince to let them be creative.
All right, and
on that note,
this might close the show. I don't know, but Universal Championship, Roman Reigns, Kevin Owens, Matt.
Roman's winning. I want Kevin Owens to win, but I know Roman's winning.
I'm sticking with it. I've been on it the entire time. I'm sticking with it. KO's winning. KO's taking that title.
I would be beyond shocked.
We're closing the show. Happened. We're closing the show with something you don't expect. And shit, look.
Maybe after Raw Monday, maybe you're right. Maybe they have to do some things on Sunday that nobody are going to expect. The only problem is that doesn't affect the Raw brand.
No, that affects the brand. That affects the brand that's been gaining viewers.
Yeah, so I don't know.
I still go. I've been going KO since I thought The Rock was going to be involved in WrestleMania. Clearly, that's not going to happen.
I'm hearing he won't. I'm hearing he won't do it.
We gotta have fans for that.
In LA.
You gotta have fans for that too.
And from everything I'm hearing, is they're keeping Mania is going to be back in Tampa Bay this year.
You cannot.
They're going to do LA next year.
Can't do Reigns and Rock with no fans. So yeah, save it for next year.
You can't.
Yeah. All right. That's going to do it for Lost in the Midcard for this week. Thank you to SpiderDuck.net for being our host, enabling us to be on iTunes, Spotify, all your favorite podcasting apps. Just search for Lost in the Midcard. Hit that subscribe button. That way you know every time a new episode comes your way. Typically every Wednesday, but sometimes we change that up. So that's why it's always best to subscribe. And you can find the links to our YouTube version, the video version, where you can see my smiling face, on Facebook.com/Lost in the Midcard or Twitter at LITMC Podcast. Just go to our pin post there and you'll find the links to that. And of course, Spotify and everything else. Follow Matt on the Twitter at Raw F Showtime. Follow me on the Twitter at JB Huskers. And before we ride off into that sunset and look forward to, I guess, a couple of pay-per-views this weekend. Matt, what are your final thoughts?
Please fix Monday Night Raw. Please.
Sunday is going to be fun. Just to see if there's going to be some reactionary stuff to what happened on Monday. Yeah, maybe fun ain't the right word. I don't know what the right word is. For Matt Black, this is Jeremy Bennett. Thank you for tuning in to Lost in the Midcard. We'll catch you next week.